Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're going to make this special box. It's made of 3 different boxes glued together in a sort of a random shape with three drawers in it. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that just pop? Wow. But the whole box was inspired by the old Snakes and Ladders game. And we've got a red snake snaking around the whole box, right down to the end. So the red resin snake just snakes around, wenge handles and a wenge dot on the top for starting point for the snake. It just pops. And every edge is mitered. Even the drawers are mitered, so you don't see any end grain or any long edges. Come on a journey, and we're going to make this box today. Hey guys, another unusual box, isn't it? A stack of drawer boxes on different angles, with a stripe going around on Snakes and Ladders game. Okay, we'll make the box out of Fijian kauri. I've got a whole heap of this stuff, so it'll be good timber to make the box out of. And the jarrah strip's going to be made of jarrah, of course. I've got a bit of dark jarrah here, which I'll cut up. And I've also brought a brand new 1/2-inch cutter, so when it comes time to router the jarrah in, it'll be a nice sharp edge, I hope. Anyway, let's get on to it. Okay, here I am just cutting up the Fijian kauri. They're big slabs of timber, these Fijian kauris. The tree must be huge. And just running it over the butter. And doing the edge now. And again, but it had a little bit of a cup in it. And whacking it through the thicknesser. And cutting it down the guts on my band saw. It's about 200 mils high, that piece. Just gotta let the saw do the work. Just keep pressure on it and let the saw do the work. There you go, all done. And cleaning it off through the thicknesser again. There it goes. And just cutting it roughly to length now. Just slabbing up all the boxes. Okay guys, I've got all the boxes, or the drawer boxes slabbed up, so they're all cut oversized. So now we're just going to go around and cut all the miters everywhere. They're all going to be mitered all the way around. So these are just the boxes themselves. I haven't done the front or the back yet. So that's the first thing we do. We just get the boxes together with no front and no back, but mitered up for them. And then we'll put them together. Cool. Okay, doing the miters now on my table saw. The table saw is so easy to do the miters, get a straight edge. There you go. And doing the short ones now. I've got one cut. The trick is when you're cutting miters and small pieces, to get them in the cramps pretty quick. Because a piece like that, if you leave it overnight, it will just cup. So I just cut one and I put it in the cramps now. Okay, doing my favourite job, gluing up the boxes, just folding them up like a piano accordion, I think I say. Bit of tape. And a couple of box clamps. Okay guys, I've got 3 of the boxes all made now, just the box itself, not the front or the back. I've stacked them on top of each other in a random pattern, and I think they're going to get too high. I was going to put 5 boxes, but I think that's going to be too high. I think I'm going to stick with the 3 boxes. It's one of these things that as you go through a project, you reassess just the proportions of it. When I first thinking of it, I think 5 boxes might be too high. But when I cut the miters, I take everything into account. I've got to put drawers in there and everything's got to be right. I'm too high. So I'm going to stick with the 3 boxes, I think. So now I can just do the, I'll cut the front and the back, and then I'll make the drawers. I can put the back in, but I can't put the front in until after I make the drawers, of course. And just ripping the small ends on the boxes, the front and the backs, and pinning the drawers together. They're just standard sort of drawers. Nothing flash about them. Pinning them together with my trusty 23 gauge headless pin gun, bit of glue, and they come up great. Put a groove in there for the bottom after it's all polished. Very easy to make. And both have another bit of Fijian carry for the centre ring holder. But it has to have holes drilled in it to hold your rings and your earrings. And drilling the holes now. Hey guys, I've taken all the boxes out of the tape. I'm giving them a bit of a sand. Look at that. Everything is mited. Even the drawer front is mited into the box. So you don't see any end grain or long edges. And they're going to sit in a random pattern like that somehow. I've got the ring box made too, so that's just, they're done. So I'll put them in a random pattern, and then I've got to do the Jarrah snake. As I said, the whole concept of the box was from the old snakes and ladders game. So this is the snake coming up through the boxes and onto the top, somehow. So it's going to be interesting. Anyway, let's get on with it. A change of plans. I've decided not to use the Jarrah in the for the snake, but I can't get the right curves. I'd have to do it on the lathe, and I think I'm just going to use red resin. I think that's the way to go. I think that will look good. Another example of how you go about thinking about things as you're making them. You can change your mind. There's nothing stopping you from changing your mind. So you don't have to get one plan and say, I'm going to stick to this plan all the time. I like to stand back and look at the project and say, oh, maybe yes, maybe no. And I've come up, I think I'll use a red resin, I think, in it. So I have to do that in 2 pours. 3 top first, wait till that dries, sand it up, and then turn it on its edge. But they can't do an edge and a top at the same time. But the resin won't hold, it's just liquid. So we'll do that. We'll do the top first, and then we'll take it from there. Cool. Okay, just powdering for the red resin river now. I just drew a line, a random sort of line. And cleaning the groove out with my finger. And putting in a dam so the resin doesn't spill everywhere. Okay guys, you see how I routed the tops? With a brand new cutter, it went through it like butter. And now I've put a bit of tape on the end so to hold the resin in. I put a dam around it. Now we're going to mix the red resin and we'll pour it in for our first pour. And then we're going to wait till it dries. Okay, the red resin's more of a purpley red, but that's fine. Stands out good. Look at that. Look at that. And using my sander to sand the bulk of it off. Okay guys, I've done the first sand on the resin, got the bulk of it off with my trusty belt sander there, up again, and then I'll mark for the ones down the side so they all match up. And I'll router them, and then we can pour that resin. Okay, here I am doing the side ones now. And pouring that resin. I did make a mistake. I should have sealed the groove, but I did get a bit of bleed in the side where the resin hits the timber, but not much. But they had to be glued together, so I didn't want to seal it all up. I lasered in a round hole and a plug. Okay guys, we're all finished. A box inspired by our old Snakes and Ladders game. Look at that. Look at that. All the joins are mitered, even the drawers are mitered, so you don't see any end grain or long edges. And the red snake just snakes around all the boxes. And even the drawers are mitered. I put wenge handles in there. So all we've got to do now is sand up and polish, and we're done. There you go. I give it 3 coats of clear lacquer, and it makes the resin pop. Look at that, guys. Very nice. Okay guys, we're all finished. A box inspired by a board game, Snakes and Ladders. Red snake going all the way around the box there, as you see. The 3 drawers that all pull out. So look at that. I won't say it pops. Yeah, well, it pops. Glued up in a random pattern with the snake going all the way around. It just, I'm going to say it again, it pops. So, another unusual box. But you know, I like making unusual. Every edge mitered, even the drawers are mitered all the way around to fit in the hole. So every edge mitered, not one end grain, not one long grain anywhere. With the wenge handles and the wenge start button for the snake. It just pops. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and ring the bell. And I'll be back soon making another box. Yay!